Hey guys, GeoGuessr Nerd here. Have you ever played GeoGuessr? If you haven't, well don't, but if you have, you know that there are some interesting ways to pinpoint the country that you're in. These can range from very minimal details to a giant fucking rift in the sky.
Alright, where are we at on this one? What the fuck is that? Why is there a crack in the sky?
These bits of knowledge can be broken up into two separate groups: car meta and real life knowledge. This video, I'm going to primarily focus on the car meta side of things because some of these tend to be just a little bit more wackier than memorizing a Hungarian A-frame pole. So we'll start with some of the more well-known car metas that are in the game. First, I'm just going to call this category general car meta because it has everything to do with the car and certain accessories that are placed on it. Gathering hints from the car itself is generally the most ubiquitous meta that is found on GeoGuessr and covers a vast amount of countries, so I'm just going to speak in general terms. Roof racks are a common accessory that you can view by staring directly down at the car, seeing as the 360 camera is placed on top. These roof racks are found in many countries, listed here. But the most common places I've seen these from personal experiences: Mongolia, Senegal, Ghana, and Kenya. The other countries on this list tend to be a little rarer except for the Faroe Islands for some reason. Along with these, in many countries, the car itself, sans roof racks, is visible and can be identified by color and type of vehicle usually. In Uganda, it's a white truck. In Kenya, it's a black car with this thing called a snorkel on the lens. In most South American countries, there's a little white section of the car visible from behind the car. You get the picture. I don't go outside. This, by far, is the most common type of car meta and something that you will see within the first 10 minutes of playing the game, but things can and often do get more specific and rarer. A common but more situational car meta is low cam. Low cam is like a camera, but it's lower. Please laugh. The camera on the Google car is ever so slightly lower than it is on a normal car coverage. Due to the camera also being placed lower on the car, the blur of the Google car is also much more visible on the ground when you look straight ahead. It's definitely a more situational meta, but is incredibly useful once you get the gist of it. It's most commonly in Switzerland and Japan, and is honestly really hard to notice even after playing the game a lot. For me at least. I could just be stupid. Yeah, it's probably that. Another common car meta you'll encounter is simply referred to as a rift, and is not really hard to miss, seeing as it is a giant crack in the sky. That is, if you remember to look up. See, the rift is an easy piece of knowledge to remember, but it's often not visible when looking straight ahead. You gotta turn that camera upwards to see it, at which point it's pretty obvious. You'll see this abomination mostly in Senegal, Albania, and Montenegro, with some very rare exceptions in countries like Portugal, Serbia, and Uruguay. So far, we've had meta that, for the most part, makes sense and is easy to look for, if you know to look for. This one is just straight up fucking weird. In the countries of Nigeria, Tunisia, and Kenya, the Google car is stalked by a car continuously following you all throughout your journey. The reasoning behind this is that escort cars were required for coverage in these areas, and each country has a different car that will be gang stalking you during your gameplay. Nigeria has two cars that follow you in Lagos. A silver SUV will be behind the car, and outside the city a white pickup will be the car. In Tunisia, a green Mazda SUV will be your stalker for the day, and in Kenya, only some of the time, a large gray SUV will be following, but only sometimes. In Kenya, that is. So if you are ever traveling through these countries on GeoGuessr and feel like you are incredibly safe and definitely not being stalked in any way, shape, or form, just know that they are there. They're always there. Except in Kenya, of course, he's not always there.